This is big breaking emergency news. The National Guard is now being deployed, and an entire town is now on lockdown to deal with the situation. They are on high alert right now because they are expecting a major influx of these criminal elements and these criminal gangs to enter their city and potentially cause chaos and potentially start taking over more areas. All right. The governor has ordered the National Guard to be deployed to deal with the situation and to repel this influx. All right, so let's get into all the details here really quick. Please just hit that like and that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on all this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. All right, so this is what's going on right now. We are getting warnings that this city is going to experience a massive influx of this gang that we've been talking about recently, right? This Tren de Aragua gang, right? A warning has been issued, a border warning has been issued that a major influx of these members are coming into the city, and the governor of Texas has ordered the National Guard to be deployed, and El Paso, Texas right now is on high alert for this influx. All right, the Mexican government is warning them that they've seen massive amounts of these members traveling through Chihuahua, Mexico. All right, that's a state in Mexico, and they're warning that these members are about to enter El Paso, Texas, and the governor has deployed the National Guard to the city. This is the same organization that has taken over parts of Aurora, Colorado as well, and now we're getting alerts that more are coming into the country through El Paso right now. This is big. So here's the report. It says that El Paso is on high alert for dangerous Venezuelan gang. And it also says here, Governor Greg Abbott of Texas has announced the deployment of the Texas National Guard to deploy floating barriers along the Rio Grande River near El Paso. Quote, Texas has begun our accelerated operations to deny illegal entry using the Guard, using razor wire, and using pepper ball, he said. Also, the Mexican border state of Chihuahua is on high alert for members of a violent Venezuelan gang called TDA after receiving reports that members were moving through the state to cross into the U.S. near El Paso, Texas. This is what's being reported right now. It says here, Chihuahua Secretary of Public Safety Gilberto Loya warned this week that Mexican authorities have seen a large number of individuals they believe are members of this organization operating in the state and passing through to cross the U.S. border near El Paso, according to a border report from the Mexican authorities, right? It says, quote, we have detected, thanks to collaboration with the United States, that a large number of people who belong to this group have passed through Chihuahua, Loya said. It says, quote, seeing what is going on in central Mexico, we want to be ahead of the curve here in Chihuahua. It says, quote, there are people who cross from Mexico, or that's a different quote. That's from the Texas governor, right? And the Texas governor is even reporting, he is saying that he is talking about building fences along New Mexico as well, too. He's saying that having fences and barriers just along the southern border with Mexico is not enough. He's also saying that he wants to build borders with U.S. state New Mexico, right, which touches Texas. He's saying that he is considering building a border fence between New Mexico and Texas right now, too, because he is saying that Texas has beefed up their security and they're in high alert and they have the National Guard deployed. But he is saying that these people can just come through New Mexico and then just enter Texas anyways. They can come through Arizona, through California, and have the same entry as if they just came in through Texas, all right? So this is also what the governor of Texas just announced too. He said, quote, there are people who cross from Mexico into New Mexico and then right over into El Paso. And that's something we have to deal with. All right. That's what Greg Abbott just announced. He says he has plans to fence off the border between the two states, similar to how the state has installed razor wire along the Mexican border in Eagle Pass, Texas. That wire, along with other border barriers installed as part of Abbott's Operation Lone Star, has faced challenges in court, where the Biden administration has argued Abbott is overstepping its authority. All right, so that's probably another thing that they would run into, is that they would probably try to stop any fencing between the two states, saying that it affects interstate travel or commerce or something along those lines. I'm sure they would try to sue and prevent that, right? But he is saying that the situation is serious, especially with this group that's entering the country, and they're on high alert right now in El Paso. And he's worried that they're just going to be diverted to New Mexico now, right? Because they make the announcement, they put up the barriers, they have more security, but then they just move to a different area, right? That's why crossings have slowed down a lot in Texas, but they are still relatively high in places like San Diego and in California, right? In their sectors over there. And he also says here, quote, let's assume Texas does succeed in reducing people entering to 0% into our state, which is our goal. He said all of those terror suspects and other criminals, they're just going to go through New Mexico and Arizona and California. Okay, so that's what the Texas governor is warning, and they're on high alert right now for this TDA organization to enter into the country, right? And this report also comes, the Treasury Department just sanctioned this organization too. It says the Treasury Department sanctioned TDA as a transnational criminal organization, noting that the organization has committed human trafficking, extortion, money laundering, and illegal substance trafficking that pose a, quote, deadly criminal threat across the Western Hemisphere. That's what's being reported from a sanction that is being released from the Treasury Department as well too. So all parts of government, federal government's on high alert from this, okay? National Guard is being deployed. Multiple different states are dealing with this situation right now, right? And it says here, U.S. officials warned earlier this month that the organization, which originated in Aragua, Venezuela, is infiltrating the U.S., while Rep. Tony Gonzalez from Texas has described them as, quote, MS-13 on steroids. He said, quote, they're extremely aggressive. It's not as if they are a passive group or they want to quietly go about things, Gonzalez said in a phone interview with Fox News Digital earlier this month. He said, quote, they're coming from Venezuela, one of the most war-torn countries over the last decade. So they're battle-hardened in many ways, and they've made this trek from there to here. But they're also becoming more organized and more brazen. Right? That is what Rep. Gonzalez from Texas is describing this takeover. Right? So this is big. This is not a joke. And these organizations are setting up posts inside the United States right now. They're setting up base, they're setting up camps, and this is going to allow them to have even further reach into the United States as well, right? And it's going to be harder and harder to remove these elements, right? And it's also being reported now that there's two different conflicting reports coming out of Colorado here on this story. Their first report here is that the Colorado governor is saying nothing's happening. Saying nothing's happening, all right? And if you saw my video earlier, right, that I posted last night of the Aurora mayor, he's saying that it's hitting the fan. He's saying that it's bad there, and he needs help, right? He sounds kind of desperate, and he's admitting the situation is kind of above what he can handle, right? We have the Aurora mayor saying that, and then the governor of Colorado is saying that this is made up. He's saying this is imaginary, even though the mayor of Aurora, that's the word he said. He said this is imaginary. That's what the Colorado governor said. So if you live in Colorado, that's what your governor's saying about parts of your state being taken over. The mayor of Aurora, I played the interview last night. He is warning that there's devastation going on there, and it's not safe to be there right now. Right? That's what he is warning of. And also, Aurora just announced too that they are trying to get a court order to remove these criminal organizations from these apartment complexes, all right? Because they're getting into territory where they even have squatting rights, and squatting rules are applying to them, right? This is crazy. Criminal organization, there should be like RICO charges, like racketeering and international crime and interstate crime charges, interstate crime organization charges. All right, that's what should be happening right now. But instead, these groups are being allowed to come over and take over apartment complexes and buildings, and now they are even claiming squatter rights, and they have to be evicted and removed and all this stuff. So that is what the city of Colorado has started proceedings with as well. The mayor announced just today that they are trying to file lawsuits in court to get removal orders and get the police in there, and potentially even the National Guard. All right, they might have to have SWAT units, things along these lines, because in Aurora right now, people are walking around guarding these buildings and these apartment complexes. Targets are being taken over, right? Parking lots are being overwhelmed and taken over. People just have to leave and flee. Parks are being taken over, right? This is happening in Aurora right now, and people are walking around open carrying firearms and defending these facilities and these properties, right? And these are criminal organizations, foreign national organizations, and they're even sanctioned by the Treasury Department, right? That's how high level this has gotten. And the Colorado governor is saying this is imaginary. All right, so hopefully the mayor, it seems like he's actually starting to take this serious, because he's had a lot of pressure on him, right? And he was, the stuff he was saying was insane. Like, he definitely knows this is bad, and he's admitting that this is bad and this is not safe for his citizens. The things he was saying were mind-blowing, right? So this is good news that they're going to start removal proceedings, but this could take weeks to even a month or two to actually get some type of court order for this. All right, we'll see if this organization has like lawyers or something. I don't know. Maybe they have their own lawyers or something. They probably do at this rate. Or some NGO, some nonprofit is funding them to have lawyers or something like that. Most likely somebody is going to represent them and try to fight to keep these people here. All right, there's going to be that situation going on. So they're going to have to fight it in court. Hopefully they can get this removal within the next few weeks to a month. But then where do they go? Where does this group even go? Right? Okay, now they're removed. Now where are they going? Are they going to take over more houses, more buildings? Are they just going to move into the suburbs, move into the neighborhoods now instead of apartment complexes? Where are they going once they do leave? Are they going to have, is this going to be a mass roundup here, right? And are there going to be arrests, or is it just going to be kicking people out? So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you're seeing down below too, if you live in Colorado, right? And if you live in Texas as well, be on high alert. They are warning El Paso, Texas, which is right along the border, is on high alert right now and are getting ready for this infiltration from this TDA organization. So make sure you guys are getting ready and getting prepared. Please just hit it up for me down there. It helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that, guys. Make sure you have your preps stocked up. Have your head on a swivel. All right, I don't think this is going to go well in Texas, but that's the point, is they move through Texas and then go to other areas in the country and take over where they know they have more leeway. All right, the governor of Colorado, parts of his state is being taken over right now, and he's saying that it's imaginary. All right, that's not reassuring, and that's not comforting for a leader of your state to be saying. There's people I've seen. I had a video breaking this the other night. There's 1,200 comments on it, and I've seen dozens of comments, people saying that this isn't imaginary and this is real and this is going on, and they've seen what's happening here and they're worried, right? So he should go to these apartment complexes. If it's imaginary, he should go there. He should check it out. He should drive there, and he should go knock on some doors and just see if it's imaginary or not. People are getting kicked out, right? I just reported yesterday a elderly woman was forced to leave, and she had to call the police to help her to get out because they were not even letting her get her stuff to leave, right? And the police were just kind of monitoring the situation so she could leave and get out, right? They weren't really stopping anything. So it's hitting the fan in parts of Aurora right now, and it could spread to your city too, right? These organizations have their tentacles all throughout the country right now. So thank you guys. I hope you have big blessings for your life, your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.